Hey, shalom, 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 brother. Of course, back on that scene, back on that social media scene. Two-third Thursdays, two-third Thursdays. I was watching the news earlier. I've been, following a few stories here and there, and it looks like this Section 8 thing might be an end. It might be a wrap to Section 8. And, the same way I said, don't feel sorry or cry for the so-called Latinos and Hispanics based on their positions. In the country. You shouldn't feel but so sorry for people who have been on Section 8 for decades. I say you shouldn't feel but so sorry. Even our Lord said, "Forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do." People, one thing with black people, what I've learned, when they get spoiled on something and you take that something away, man, they cry, they bitch, they moan. We are some very weak, dependent people. We depend on the white man for everything. We depend on the system for everything. And we cry and bitch and moan. I'm not saying that applies to all black people before somebody gets stupid. I remember, I was working on Wall Street some years ago, and immediately my supervisor came and said, if you mess up on something, just own up to it. That was his way of saying that black people, when they mess up, they always have an excuse and they cry and they point fingers. Hey, shalom out. Shalom, Judah. They cry and they bitch and they moan. I hope they do shut off the Section 8. I hope they do shut it off. Because how many years have you been seeing the brothers on corners for decades saying this white man is going to shut off Section 8? For decades. Now look at you. A lot of what the brothers have been saying for years have come to pass. You look so damn stupid. So stupid. And I'm not talking about all the brothers and sisters. I'm talking about the gainsayers that hate the Israelites. I'm talking about the weak, flimsy brothers who depend on the system. But in our book, and our Lord said, if you don't work, you don't what? You don't eat. You got to work. And a lot of brothers and sisters, they hate to work. They hate it. It's almost embarrassing, man. It's almost embarrassing. God damn, boy. This guy's doing a work on us, man. I'll be right back with you, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. I was going back and forth with this brother, man. He believes that Donald Trump is the worst thing on the planet, and to a degree, he's the devil. I don't understand why people get wrapped up into Trump and what he's doing. If you work and if you grind, you think along the lines like me. I use the system and I don't abuse myself in the system like it tells you in Corinthians. I had a sister come on the bus one day, and she was a hood chick, and she was running her mouth and being very disrespectful. I told this sister, "You don't even work. My taxes pay your rent." Man, she got so offended at that. See, I know how to get under your skin if you mess with me. I know how to get under your skin. I might come off a bit aggressive or bougie, but if you're a hood rat and you're proud and you can't be told anything, I know how to get under your skin. And a lot of these sisters, they're very mad. A lot of these brothers, they're very mad because they get up early in the morning. I know their routine. They get up early in the morning. They go to the bodega. They ask Poppy to make them a sandwich. They don't even, and it's not even early in the morning. This is in the afternoon. They got high and drank all night, and then they go to Poppy's restaurant. Not his restaurant, his bodega, and they ask for a sandwich. Greasy ass sandwich. Make themselves overweight. And they mad at everybody. They mad at everybody because of their positions. Children is in poor conditions, man. It's absolutely disgusting, man. I see the migrants come to this country who've been here for years now. I'm talking about the ones who's been here for years. And their children are well kept. These people come from piss poor countries. And they're very respectful, some of them. The majority, I'm going to say the majority. They say good morning. Their children are very quiet when they get on the bus. But let a damn ninja get on the bus. It's just chaos, man. Chaos. So now with these cuts, they're crying and bitching and moaning. I want to show you something, man. They're crying and bitching and moaning because now this may be the end. Well, because more white people, they're on Section 8 and collect federal money than black people. That's true. That's true. But I'll tell you one thing, they're not dependent on that money as much as black people. Their survival skills are at a poor rate to the point where they depend on Uncle Sam to feed them. That's how bad it is. Check out what this chick is saying. And she makes sense. She makes a lot of sense. Check out this sister is saying, man.
I also, look at taxes because now that I'm a working person, a business owner, I do look at, okay, I know people who just have kids instead of getting jobs.
Yeah.
And so to know that that's where a lot of this big chunk of money that's coming out of my check, to know where that's going, and I'm working my butt off to provide for my kid, and you just decide to keep having kids.
Yeah.
I can't go for that.
So you don't think taxes should go to families that need it?
No, it's not that I don't think taxes should go to families that need it. I think we need reform of the programs in which tax dollars are allocated to help families. For instance, Section 8. Section 8 is a great leg up for some families, right? Section 8 should not be able to be passed down.
Multiple dudes. You're having all these kids from multiple dudes, and you're looking for Uncle Sam to take care of these same damn children. But you have the nerve to be proud and disrespectful to people in a different tax bracket or your own brothers and sisters. I watched this video. I'm going to show it to you in a little while. They are pissed off mad because Donald Trump is going to force them to work 30 hours a week to get that paycheck now. You're not going to just get it free like grandma or great-grandma in the hood. It's a goddamn shame. I was in the bathroom 2 days ago, and you had homeless men. The bathroom was filled with homeless men. And the homeless men are complaining about the migrants coming here and taking the jobs, and these worthless Negroes haven't worked in decades. Half of them are strung out on drugs and talking foolishness. Now, this is 5:05 in the morning. When I get on that bus, man, you got Haitian women, so-called Latino men, and go-getters going to work at 5 o'clock in the morning. What average brother is getting up to go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning? What average brother is getting up to go to work at 5 o'clock in the morning when he can get a check and sit on his ass and drink beer and smoke weed all day? I'm so sick of this, man. I'm so sick of the crying and bitching and moaning. And then when you show a brother that Esau is the wicked, you get major pushback. Major pushback. It's absolutely disgusting. So when Jacob's trouble rolls around, you deserve what you get. For years, decades, we've been telling you that this is going to happen. For days and decades, we've been telling you Hispanics what's going to happen. Now they're going to cut this Section 8 off. They're going to cut a lot of these federal jobs off. You know, I did a video the other day, and you had federal workers sitting at home collecting taxpayers' money. A whopping 95% of federal workers in Washington, D.C. was at home for years. For years. So I'm not just putting it on to just Section 8 brothers and sisters and white people. I'm not just banging on them. You got people making money hand over fist in this country, stealing. So the Most High put the spirit on Donald Trump, the devil, to expose these other devils and what they're doing. Billions and billions of dollars they've been stealing. Billions of dollars. Oh, Elon, he's taking the money to sponsor his own companies. You sound stupid. You sound stupid, because if that was the case, where's the proof in that? The Democrats are running crazy. You don't think they would challenge what Donald Trump is saying? You don't think they would challenge what Elon Musk is saying? You don't think they would challenge Doge if they had factual proof of stealing on the right-hand side or the Republican side? They're stealing too. Don't get it twisted. They're stealing too. But boy, what's coming out now, man? You can't get around that. So it's starting at the top, and it's making its way down into the black community. It's starting at the top, and it's making its way down into the black community. This is going to be very interesting how this year is going to play out. I predict, and I said this before, I predict that down the line, these devils are going to fight with each other so rough, so hard, that a major catastrophe is going to manifest itself in this country. That's what I believe. I believe this thing is going to get so bad because they don't want Trump in office. So it may be another pandemic. I personally believe it's going to be a terrorist attack. That's what I believe. I personally believe it's going to be some type of racial tension to divide the country even more. They're going to bomb a black church like they keep saying over and over. They're going to have a cop shoot somebody because too much money is leaving the pockets of certain big shots that want to hold on to that money. We've been telling you for a while, it's all a goddamn fraud for so long. You deserve what you get.
Down to your kids, and they pass it down to their kids.
For sure.
That promotes you staying exactly where you are, because the deterrent is if you make too much, you're going to have to pay this high-ass rent that everybody else is paying.
Yeah.
So you need to stay below this level. You need to stay in poverty. You need to not advance so that you can live easy.
Sometimes, man, my people, I can't stand being around my people. I see why Jeremiah said, I'm going to go into the damn wilderness rather than be around Israel, meaning black and Hispanics. Absolutely disgusting at times. Disgusting. No respect. Inconsiderate. Can't get along with each other. Crude. Just unbelievable. I'm not saying all black people, because you have black people and you have ninjas. There's a difference. You have so-called black people and you have ninjas. And Section 8 has turned our people into lazy ninjas. Not all. Some brothers and sisters really need the help. Some brothers and sisters really need the help to get themselves together and get off Section 8. But the majority of ninjas, they're not going to get off no damn Section 8. As long as they're going to get free homes and a check every month, they're satisfied with that. I don't respect a brother or a sister who don't work, man. I have very little respect for you if you don't work. How can you look yourself in the mirror and don't work as a man? How can you look yourself in the mirror or stand in front of your wife and kids and you don't work? You collect money from the government. A man is built and designed to be productive. I said this many times. You should be productive in making money. You should be productive in providing for your family. You should be productive in creating a living environment that accommodates your wife and your kids. You should not be living or sharing a home with your mom and you're not working. You're sharing a home with your mom and your kids, living in her place and not providing. That's not a man, especially if you're a man of the Lord. You should be working. And there's nothing wrong with hard work. Hard work creates good character, man. It gives you a sense of pride and accomplishment, especially if you're stacking and you're saving and you're running your household like a business and you're saving money to buy a home. You're saving money not to buy just one car, but two cars, one for you and your wife. Your wife uses one car to take care of the children or drive the children to school, and the other car is used for you to get to work. But if you're living off the government and smoking Newports on the corner and drinking beer, and then you're mad because Donald Trump is cutting off the damn gravy train, you're just despicable. You're despicable. Absolutely despicable. So this sister is she's on point. Because believe it or not, somebody is paying for your rent. Somebody's paying for your food. Somebody's paying for your cell phone. And that's the taxpayers. And they're sick of it. They're sick of it. It's absolutely ridiculous, man. Check this out. This is I found this comical. I'm going to show this one next. Check this out.
Pauline, how many children do you have?
3.
You're expecting another one?
Yes.
How old are you?
21.
You have enough children, Pauline?
Yes.
Did anybody ever tell you that?
Yes.
You know, some women have children as a career. Just to get money from the government, they have made this a career. What quality of children, or what will be the quality socially, spiritually, and even physically of children that are born and raised on Section 8, in the ghetto, in the hood, in a one-parent house, possibly with a mom that drinks too much or gets high? What is going to be the result of that child? Chances are that child is going to be in and out of jail, especially if it's a male. Chances are, if it's a female, it's going to repeat and mimic and play out the same role that his parents or his mother has played out. Meaning that child, if it's a girl child, is going to be with a loser dude, have multiple baby daddies, or just be destroyed spiritually. Socially, she will not get along with people. Socially, the young man will develop to the point where he will not be able to get along with people in a respectful, spiritual, man of wisdom manner. And you know I'm right. You see it. You see it every damn day. I know I see it. I work with the public, and I know what I'm talking about. It's a rat race. And it's not totally their fault. The scriptures tell you about our people being seduced by the wicked in the book of Proverbs. So it's not entirely their fault. But at the same time, people know right from wrong. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. So you're not going to want nobody to rob you. So why are you robbing other people? You know it doesn't feel good to be robbed. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You know not to rob because you don't want no one to rob you. Don't sleep with another man's wife. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You know that don't feel good if a man sleeps with your wife. So nobody has to teach you that. You just doing it to be evil. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not bear false witness. I mean, you could go on and on and on. The point I'm making, you could be on. You could have the mentality of a third grader, and you know right from wrong. No one has to sit down with you and go through the commandments with you. You know right from wrong. But it's easier to be a devil. It's easier to take money from the devil and be stagnant. It's easy to live in the ghetto created by the devil. And it's easy to produce, like a pit bull, devil children. Very easy. They make it so easy to do evil. And they're going to make it, and it's very hard to get out of evil. When you're comfortable in evil, it becomes the norm. I don't want to say this about our people. I wish our people were different. But you know what? The Spirit is showing me now that we got to press on our people a lot harder. At one point, we had to weigh the Spirit out, kind of bring them over to righteousness and try to manipulate them from the evil to the good. But you got to tell the truth. You got to speak to your people the hard truth. And the pushback you're going to get is different from the 90s. It's different from the early 2000s. The spirit of being a devil is so hard and heavy on our people, you have to lean on them a lot. You got to put more pressure on them. That's what I'm trying to say. The John 8:44, you're their father, the devil, that's playing out on a higher level in 2025 than in the 90s and the early 2000s. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you got to give them the harsh reality and the truth. And our people, they hate the truth. They get very comfortable in lies. In lies. Check it out.
You're expecting another one?
Yes.
How old are you?
21.
You have enough children, Pauline?
Yes.
Did anybody ever tell you that?
Yes.
Who else told you that?
Everybody.
That sounds like Judge Judy in the background.
So add my voice to the rest of the pack. You have enough children, there are other things to do in your spare time.
Stuff. This is not me, y'all. I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this.
Get your big nasty ass up, go get into it. Get in the tub now, right now.
It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games, but at the same time, I mean, this is reality. This is how they see our people, man. This is how they see our people. And it's sad, man. Play this real quick.
CBS News has confirmed at least 500 personal services contractors at USAID got a mass email saying that they were being fired. This comes as President Donald Trump's cuts to just about every federal agency begin to be felt. Erica Brown tells us there is pushback on Capitol Hill.
Protesters rallied outside the Department of Health and Human Services after a couple thousand employees at the Centers for Disease Control, National Institutes of Health, and the Food and Drug Administration were let go in the last week.
Get a lot worse.
Yes, we're looking for a few good Republicans to come over and join the Democrats and overturn this radical assault on science and healthcare in America.
So far, most Republican lawmakers say the cuts at HHS and many other federal agencies are needed.
Our national debt's become a national security issue. And we understand that we're going to have to make some changes, some difficult changes. But at the same time, we have the responsibility to the taxpayers and the American people to get our financial burdens in order.
While most Republicans are siding with the president, a few have voiced concerns the cuts are indiscriminate.
Got him! Got him!
So Trump ain't playing, y'all. This was effective almost immediately. I got this in the mail. If you're an able-bodied adult without dependents, you need to be working because you will not be receiving food stamps anymore. Okay? Yeah. And when you are eligible to receive these food stamps, it would only be every 3 months out of every 3 years. So within a 3-year period, 36 months, it would only be 9 out of those 36 months. Yeah, get a job.
So I got a letter from the food stamp office, DFACS, saying they would cut me off if I don't volunteer for 20 hours a week for $292 a month. That breaks down to like $3 an hour.
Then get a regular job. Get a regular damn job. The point is they don't want to work. They don't want to work. And when they say in 2008 when they were laying off people, they said the longer you are out of work, it's less likely you're going to go back to work. Back in them times, same thing when the pandemic hit, and they claimed there were jobs out there at around 2020. They don't want to work. So now what Trump is doing, he's saying they're going to go through the books. Because everybody's saying he's just firing black people. He hate black people. He said he's going to go through the books, and if you can work, you will work, or you will not get a check. And these are young people. These are young people. I'm an old dude, and I get up 5 o'clock in the morning and I go to work. These people are half my damn age, man, and they don't want to work. And these are the same people that complain about Mexicans taking jobs from them. They don't want to work. We'll go back here again.
Month, it would only be
Got him!
So Trump ain't playing, y'all. This was effective almost immediately. I got this in the mail. If you're an able-bodied adult without dependents, you need to be working because you will not be receiving food stamps anymore.
An able body. How many of you drive through the hood and you see able-bodied men and women that can work? That can work. How many of you drive through the hood at 12 o'clock in the afternoon? You see able bodies of men and women smoking Newports, smoking weed, fighting, sitting on steps or porches, riding grown men riding little children bicycles. These men can work. These women, they can work. But naturally, they're not going to work if you're giving them free money. Taxpayers' money. Your money. Your money. Your tax. Your money they tax out of your check pays for them to sit at home and do nothing and be disrespectful at the same time. Tell me the logic in that. And this has been going on for decades. Decades, man. So now he's saying you got to work, and I'm going to go through the books, and if you can work, payments will stop. Payments will stop immediately. Same thing with the federal workers. He sees a lot of garbage and wasteful spending with them. Then he's making his way to the Pentagon. I think they're going to kill him. I think in the end they're going to kill him. But the point is, these people can work. They can work. I get up at 2:30 in the morning to go to work, to prepare to go to work. And I'm at work at 5. And when I'm working, you see all types of young people roaming the streets not working. Not working. I've been working since I was 16 years old. Giving out flyers for Chicken D, packing bags at the supermarket just to get a new pair of sneakers or a sheepskin coat. Back in them times, we used to like the sheepskin. We used to wear the sheepskin coats. You brothers who work hard, you know it. But you also know you have generations of people collecting money from the federal government. Generations of people on Section 8. I was listening to a conversation on the bus, and it was between two women, and she was discussing with another woman, young girl, two young girls, how they was discussing, one just had a baby, and she just said, just get on the welfare, just get on the welfare, like it was nothing, man. Nothing about going to work or working hard. Nothing, man. Work creates good character. To be productive and to accomplish something builds a spirit of manhood in you. It creates a spirit of being fulfilled to a certain degree. And it opens up doors, man. And then you correspond with people who think like you. It's a goddamn shame. Working, a lot of us grew up like that. Working since we were kids, man. My mom wouldn't tolerate me sitting in the house smoking blunts and doing nothing. I smoked blunts, but I at least I worked and was able to buy my own weed and smoke my blunts. This is why we destroy. This is why the women can't find good men. This is why the men can't find good women on a large scale, that is. The family structure is totally torn down, man. Totally torn down. I forgot to put this in here. Yeah. Goddamn shame, man. Then you get mad at the migrants who come here and make it happen. You know what the Africans say? I don't understand why these black Negro men, these black Negro women are not taking advantage of certain things in this country or opportunities in the country. Oh, but Quash, that's because we Israelites and the government gives them more grants than they give us. Sounds stupid, man. Let's say that was right or partly right. I'm not going to say it's totally incorrect. What is stopping you from working? What is stopping you from getting off Section 8? That's a big question. What is stopping you, man? It's goddamn shameful, man.
Okay, yeah. And when you are eligible to receive these food stamps, it would only be every 3 months out of every 3 years. So within a 3-year period, 36 months, it would only be 9 out of those 36 months. Yeah, get a job.
So I got a letter from the food stamp office, DFACS, saying they would cut me off if I don't volunteer for 20 hours a week for $292 a month. That breaks down to like $3 an hour. That is insane. Job hunting is a full-time.
I get food stamps.
She's gonna say job hunting is a full-time. Man, she sounds so goddamn stupid, man. She sounds so goddamn stupid. We had this sister that came to the church one time, man. And she chose to strip rather than get a job. She had 2 children, and she would rather strip. So I used to talk to the sister on the phone and try to encourage her to get herself together and I was trying to tell her, you don't have to strip. Said, I can't make it on that. I said, you got women. I can't make it on a regular 9 to 5. That's dumb. You got women with 3 and 4 kids and have a 9 to 5 and they make it. But then you so goddamn lazy. And if you can shake your behind a couple of times and you're getting decent money from doing that, whoring yourself out, because that's what it's going to lead to, you rather do that. What is that talking about? She would rather do that. Check my microphone. Easy to shake your ass. You're making your money doing that. But I could not talk her out of this for nothing, man. That was it. She just wanted to just do that. Because it's easy money. It's easy money. Because brothers and sisters have turned lazy. Bottom line. Bottom line.
I get WIC. I get state medical insurance. My kids get free lunch. This thing that's happening, is it true? Like, am I going to have food stamps next month? Are my kids going to be able to eat lunch after Monday? Am I going to get WIC next month? Can I fill my prescriptions next week? Does anyone know what's really going on? And like,
what's going on is that people have been stealing at the top. People have been stealing at the bottom. People have, trained their minds to believe that everything is free. And the country is so damn crazy and bankrupt, they're kicking people off these damn programs. If you can work, you will be forced to work. Bottom line. Now, I'm not against totally milking the system. If you got a job and you can get money on the side or within the government, do what you got to do. I'm talking about if you just sitting on your behind doing nothing but collecting money from the government and becoming stupid and weak. That's what I got a problem with. I got a problem with more white people is wealthier than black people. That's not the point. More white people are doing better. You have the majority of white people are doing better than black people in this country. This is a white man's country. You need money to make money. You need to be productive. The white man, he's doing his thing. But to sit on a check for generations, I don't care what the damn devil is doing. You need to make a move. I remember coming up in the school up in Harlem, and you had so many brothers collecting money from the government, man. You had so many brothers collecting money like that. And I chose to work. I can't sit on my ass like that and just take money, man. I can't do that. Even when I was let go in 2008 when we had that crash, I hustled. I went to camp downtown, and then I bounced at night at the bar. I made more money than when I was working a regular job. But I didn't just take the unemployment. I took the unemployment and I got money under the table. Again, how the hell you can look your woman in the face and you don't work? That's absolutely shameful.
how it's working, because I know it's supposed to go into effect at like 5 o'clock tonight, but then a judge put the school lunch part off until Monday. But how am I supposed to buy food next month? How am I supposed to buy milk next month?
You get a job. You get a job. She sounds stupid. You get a job. You want to eat. Scripture says you don't work. You don't what? You don't eat. She act like she's in damn Afghanistan with no means of making money. You get a goddamn job.
What are my kids gonna eat? At school and at home? And how am I supposed to pay for my medication? Any answers would be appreciated.
How many days has it been? 8 days. 8 fucking days, y'all. And I'm tired, honey. I'm tired. I was gonna get on here and just go on a rant, but I was just like, you know what? I'm not even gonna say anything. Now they attacking the food stamps, the government assistance, and all that good stuff. We on day 8, y'all. We on day.
You telling me she can't work? She can't work. She can't work at a fast food joint. She can't work at a clothing store. She can't work at Amazon. Amazon pays in between $16 and I think $18 an hour, but you make your money mainly from overtime. She can't work. She can't get a job at UPS. They're hiring. She can't mop floors. She can't serve food. What the hell is wrong with her? But you see these stupid eyelashes on her eyes. I got these young brothers there, oh, I ain't got no money, but they got the latest iPhone and Jordans on. I ain't got no money. You got eyelashes and you have money to buy bundles of weave to put on your damn scalp or glue on your scalp. We are some spoiled people, man. We are some pathetic, spoiled people. What's going to happen when the Lord really brings Jacob's trouble? What's going to happen when this man really comes down on us? What's going to happen when the Most High throws a monkey wrench on both Democrat and Republican Party and the system crashes? There's no Snapchat. There's no TikTok. You saw how they was crying like babies when the TikTok fell or bottomed out. You saw how they cried when the TikTok bottomed out. What's going to happen when there's no internet service? The same way they depend on the government, they depend on social media. They can't live without social media. They can't live without cable TV and sports. What's going to happen when that bottoms out? You cannot depend on the system for nothing. You have to depend on the Most High. This is why the Most High says, in knowledge and wisdom shall be what? The stability of thy times. But now, if you don't believe in the Most High, and you don't believe in the commandments, and you don't believe in anything pertaining to wisdom out of the Bible, how the hell are you going to survive? You believe in the checks. You believe in Section 8. You believe that the gravy train is never going to stop. Those of us who teach, we know this is a beautiful thing because we've been saying this for decades. For decades. If you go and get the old footage of Ariane, Yeshaya, and them teaching back in the days, of Shaw and Lahab teaching back in the days, they always mention that one day this welfare is going to be cut off. And this generation is a lot weaker than the older generations. These are some crybaby, weenie men and women today.
Day 8. What's next? It seems like every time I literally roll over, I don't even get the crust out of my eyes yet. I barely be awake, honey. And I literally tap the first app. The first app. It might be IG, it might be over here. And the first thing I see is something else about what Trump is fucking up. Something else he changing. Something else he pausing. Something else he doing away with.
So they want those Obama phones and they want the free money. Them days is over. The Obama days is over. You heard how she said before she gets the crust out of her eyes. From what? From what? Did she work last night? Did she pack bags last night? Did she pump gas last night? Did she work at the car wash last night? What is she so tired from? And what's so hard about working 20 hours? I mean, the money is cheap, chump change. But you got to start somewhere.
With, and you know what I don't see? What I barely see these days? His supporters rallying and windmilling in the comments. Where y'all at? I ain't heard a peep from you motherfuckers. Hello? So now y'all see it's affecting y'all. Y'all on mute. It's crickets. It's Nathan. And I find it mighty fucking funny.
You can say what you want about Trump, but Trump is about being a man. Compare Trump to Kamala Harris. What if Kamala Harris would have won? They would have been comfortable with the Section 8, comfortable with the checks, comfortable with the federal free money. And with the Trump situation, you got to get off your ass and work or starve or go into a shelter or go into the streets. I remember like I was working at the same spot in Wall Street. And there was a lot of racial jabs was sent in my direction, in my opinion, because they were saying you can't be 3 minutes late, you can't be a minute late, and I know what they were saying. You can't function off of Negro time. You know, Negroes are always late. They're always late. We can't get to work on time, and when we don't get to work on time, we blame the train when we should have got up earlier. We blame the kids. We blame everything under the sun except ourselves. Because that's how we were raised, man. That's how we brought up. To make up excuses and never eat the problem and solve the problem. See, this is on. Because that's how we were brought up. I don't know what's up there. You know it's the truth.
I don't know if y'all heard or not, but Trump is getting rid of that Section 8 and EBT for these people that don't want to get out here and go.
Notice you see mainly women in the video complaining. You mainly see women. Because the system don't care about no damn men. The system is always going to cater to the women and taking care of the women and making sure they don't go broke. They don't end up in the streets. But now the system has turned on them. How many times has the brothers mentioned that in the street teaching? How many times has the brothers mentioned that in prophesying and bringing out Isaiah 32 verse 9? How many times have the brothers done that? Many, many times. And they didn't listen. The same way the migrants didn't listen. And now look what's happening. You're going to have a lot of women, if they haven't started already, whoring themselves out. Whoring themselves out. And you see it. You see these videos, these gold digger videos. Some of them are true. Some of them are real. They're about the money and getting that money. Whoring themselves out. This is what it's come down to, brothers and sisters. This is what it's come down to. We're coming to the nitty-gritty of the fall of Babylon. This is why I said you got to push harder on them. Now, I'm not saying be disrespectful. I'm not saying be rude and crude. I'm saying tell the truth and be stern with it. Tell the truth and be stern with it, because when you're treated like an animal and you live in animal-like conditions, your mannerisms and your character becomes that of a beast and an animal. It is very hard to communicate or educate or give understanding within scripture to someone who's in the mindset of an animal. They have to be totally broken down and stripped down before they humble themselves and open their minds to the Most High. Most High's will. Most High's will.
Funny.
I don't know if y'all heard or not, but Trump is getting rid of that Section 8 and EBT for these people that don't want to get out here and go to work. Your time is up, baby. Y'all, I know most people like us really not feeling Trump, but I'm kind of feeling him on what he's saying about this.
A lot of black people are feeling him. A lot of black people are feeling Donald Trump. You can say what you want to say, but it's all in the spirit of the Most High. He's putting the spirit on these devils to make these moves. And the truth is the truth. 20% of black men, they say, voted for Donald Trump. 80% went with Kamala. A lot of the rappers and entertainers, they're Trump supporters. And they're leaning in that direction. And I'm not telling you to become political. I'm not saying that. I'm saying be smart. Be smart. Don't be an idiot. Be smart. Check this out. I stand on this. Make it bigger so you can see. 1 Corinthians 7, verse 29. It says, but this I say, brethren, the time is short. But this I say, brethren, the time is short. The time is short. Getting it? Are you getting it? It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they have none. What does that mean? Don't put your whole spirit into your woman, because hard times, difficult times are coming. If your woman leaves and your spirit is into your woman, she's going to take your Holy Spirit with her, and you will be destitute of spirituality and serving the Most High, because your mind and your focal point is going to be into that woman. You understand? It doesn't mean to ignore your wife or disrespect your wife. It just simply means put the Most High first. Don't put your wife first. It's very simple and easy to understand. And it says, and they that weep as though they wept not. So when sad times come, do the opposite. Stop weeping and get yourselves together and be as though you wept not. Focus on the Most High. Focus on your purpose and turn things around. It's not the end of the world. We read the other day that in the book of Job, he said, you think you're going to have all good days and not bad days too? And they that weep as though they wept not. And they that rejoice as though they rejoice not. And they that buy as though they possess not. Easy come, easy go. So if you have material gain on wealth, act as though you don't possess it. Don't put your whole spirit into it. If you're rejoicing to the point where you're losing focus on the Most High, or you're caught up into things contrary or outside of the Most High, do the opposite. Get more serious. 31st verse. And they that use this world, see this right here, and they that use this world as not abusing it. As not abusing it. The time is short. You cannot be caught up into the world. You cannot be caught up into your money. You use the money to keep the roof over your head, protect the family, eat, keep things going, and you serve the Most High. I'm not saying you can't have nice things. You can't have a nice car. You can't have a nice house. You can do those things. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can't abuse yourself in those nice things. You cannot get comfortable in this man's system or his money. And the ignorant of our people who have been on Section 8 for decades and generations, who have been getting that Obamacare and that Obama money, who depend on the federal government and not the Holy Spirit, they are about to lose their minds. because they have not been trained and brought up in the spirit of the Most High. See, I know the Most High. He gives me what I need. I know the Most High gives me what I need. I know the Most High looks out for me. As long as I do right and do good, I know the Most High is going to hit a brother off. But if I was smoking blunts and drinking 40s and smoking Black and Milds and chasing hoes and on the block and driving a car around and around the block and through the hood and to the bodega and to the weed spot and back on the block and pick up brothers and drive to the weed spot, get more beer, go to IHOP, eat there and go back to the crib. That's all they doing. If I was in that mindset, the Most High would not look out for me. Jacob's trouble will come one day. Jacob's trouble will come one day. How do you think they're going to handle it? How do you think they're going to cope? I love the Most High, man, because the Most High, he is, the things he is doing in this year alone. I said over and over, 2025 is going to be a hell of a year. And the things that the Most High is revealing and doing already is showing that he is real. It's showing that he is real. He's putting the pressure. He's using Donald Trump and the rest of the wicked to put the pressure not just on our people, but their own people as well. Their own people as well. You can't mistake this. You can't even ignore it. You could try. If you are on welfare, SSI, if you're getting Medicaid and Medicare, and you're getting money under the table, you can't hide from this. I say it every week. The money is a major factor among our people or people in general. You can't escape this. You get out of line, the Most High will have you fired. It affects you. You sleeping around, you get a woman pregnant, she puts you on child support, it affects you. You're on child support, you can't get your driver's license, you can't get your passport taken care of. If you're a truck driver, your license is suspended because of child support or neglect to pay your child support. You cannot escape this. The same thing when COVID hit. You couldn't escape that. You had to lock yourselves in the homes, in your houses, sorry. You couldn't escape that thing. Yet the scripture says, man's goings are of the Lord. How can a man understand his own ways? What a man says or what comes off his tongue or what he speaks, Proverbs 16:1, the Most High controls that. So whether it's Trump or Bush or Obama, what they say, the Most High is controlling all that, man. How can you get around all this? You either do what's required of you of the Most High or you suffer. The Most High says in their afflictions, they will seek him early. Doesn't the scripture say that? Imagine they just turn off everything, man. There's a lot of affliction in that. I'm just trying to show you that money, man, speaks volumes. When the Most High taps your pockets, man, you can't get your hoes anymore. I'm talking about the wicked. You can't get that good weed or that bad weed you were smoking anymore. I'm talking about the wicked. You can't put gas in that car you bought from selling drugs if that's how you got your car. If the car breaks down, you can't repair that car because like an idiot, you chose to buy a Range Rover. You chose to buy a BMW. You chose to buy a foreign car than an American car, so the parts and the labor is 3 times the amount, which you don't have, which the Most High took from you. He took your funds from you. So you can't floss in front and show your behind because the Most High has tapped your pockets. If you're a female, you can't do your nails because the Most High has tapped your pocket. You can't do your hair because the Most High has tapped your pockets. You can tell when a woman is doing bad because her hair is not done. And hair costs a lot of money to get done. You're talking about $200 and up. So now you got to sell it behind now. Don't tell me money don't count. Don't tell me money doesn't make a difference. Money makes a difference. Brothers kill brothers for money. Women lie, cheat, sleep around for money. Then on the lower tier, even with the Section 8 people and the people or the brothers or sisters who are depending on the government for at the first of the month, I think that's when you get paid. They're crying and bitching and moaning and they're in fear because of money. When the Most High cursed us, he took away our money. Took away our money. He said we would borrow and they would lend. That's money. You need money. When you don't have money, you feel bad. You look bad. You think bad. I'm not putting money above the Most High, by the way. Don't think I'm saying I'm doing that. I'm not putting money above the Most High. I'm just showing you that the Most High, he knows how to make you feel bad and suffer. He knows how to tap your pockets when you step out of line. And we've been out of line for over 1,000 years, man. Over 1,000 years. I'm just showing you that money speaks, man. Money speaks. And you're lying if you're trying to be Moses and say, oh, money, and the Most High, the law, commandments, and no, I don't care about money. You sound stupid. Those things are important, but you need money. Right here, look. Deuteronomy 28, verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord shall set against thee, in hunger, because when you're hungry, you need food. You need money to buy food, right? You need money to buy that ghetto burger, right? You need money to buy Yingling's filthy Chinese food in the hood, right? You need money to go to IHOP, right? You need money to go to Five Guys, right? He said, which he shall send to you in hunger and in thirst. You need money to buy that Pepsi that's giving you diabetes, right? It says in thirst, you need money to buy that Coca-Cola that's making you obese, right? You need money. And in nakedness, to cover your nakedness, you need money to buy that Prada outfit. You need money to buy that fancy smancy suit. You need money, right? And in want of all things. You need money for things. You need money for nice things. You need money for shiny things. You need money for all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron on thy neck until he has destroyed thee. And that's exactly what happened, man. That's exactly what happened. Bottom line is you need money. And the curses kicked us in the ass, man. Curses did a job on us, man. And today, the brothers and sisters are dependent on money. But the wise brothers, they're going to take heed to 1 Corinthians 7, verse 31. They're going to walk in spirituality and they're going to focus on not to abuse themselves in this world or the things that are in this world. It says, and they that use this world as not abusing it for the fashions of this world, the clothes and the diamonds and the rap music and the cars and the Beamers and the Benz, the fashions of this world passes away. The fashions of this world passes away. So if we know the things of this world is going to be destroyed, and we know that there is no future in the material gain of this world, what should we be doing? We should be focusing on spiritual things. We should be focusing on the Most High. Bottom line. Bottom line. No doubt about that. But if you're weak and you want to be like your brothers and sisters in this current world, you're only fooling yourselves. You know? And it's not just attacking brothers and sisters. It's not just attacking them. It's attacking the white man too. It's attacking the white woman too. You understand? It's getting everybody, man. So it's not just getting brothers and sisters. Look right here. Look.
These are needed.
Our national debt's become a national security issue. And we understand that we're going to have to make some changes, some difficult changes. But at the same time, we have the responsibility to the taxpayers and the American people to get our financial burdens in order.
While most Republicans are siding with the president, a few have voiced concerns the cuts are indiscriminate and could jeopardize safety. The U.S. Department of Agriculture admitted it had accidentally fired some veterinarians and animal health technicians working to prevent the spread of bird flu. The agency said it was working to swiftly rectify the situation and rescind dismissal letters.
Workers were let go who are working on avian flu, and the fact
so workers
have also been fired who are responsible for nuclear safety shows that
they're going to use that, you know, certain mistakes or people who shouldn't have been let go as a way to slow the process down. But it's not going to work. It's not going to work. You brothers and sisters who do work, man, and you're smart, start being wise with your money. Don't throw your money away frivolously like this is going to go away. Be very smart with your money because you need your money and you need your wits about you to take care of you and your children. It's a terrible thing to be evicted, man, you know, or to be a man with no money. I remember, you know, at a point I didn't have any money, man. It was like in the 90s. I think it was a .com bubble that had burst, and it was very difficult to find work, man. And, that was a point where I was at my lowest. And that's how I kind of came into the faith. I saw Ariala, he passed away from California, teaching on Flatbush Avenue, and he saw it in my spirit. I said, yo, I'm about to do something crazy. And he said, no, brother, don't do nothing crazy, man. Just follow the Lord. And, the Most High was with me. So it's a if you're a man of honor and you have integrity, you feel bad when you don't work. You feel bad when you don't work and things are not happening for you. And you should. And that's the good part in you that know the right things that you should be doing and how you should be living. But if you're just a Negro, you don't care. You're going to live off your woman. You're going to live off the government. You're going to live off your moms because you have no integrity or honor. I just can't respect a brother or a sister that walks in that capacity. I just can't. I just can't. I'm sorry. Check out my man here. Check this out. Very smart brother. I know he's not a brother. He's a heathen. But, you should definitely check out his page. Very smart man, though. Very smart. But check out what he says.
With Doge. Go to the clip where Trump says he's weighing giving 20% of the Doge savings to Americans. Okay? So, folks, this is kind of weird. Because they're saying if we find the amount of fraud that we find, that you paid money into it, they want to give you 20% of it. I want it. Okay? They want to give you 20% of it.
Could you imagine that? I don't believe the devil, I think there's a catch behind it. But regardless, remember when we got those stimulus checks some time ago? Trump is saying that the thievery and the wickedness is so vast, is so big that he can hand out checks to make up for the money that was stolen from us. Could you? And I know it's all show, because if he was to do that, that would make the left look so bad. I'm telling you, check it out. Out of all the wicked presidents, out of all the Edomite presidents, out of all the devils that ran this country in the past, Donald Trump, listen to me, Donald Trump is going to be the greatest devil who's ever run this country. He's going to go down in history as the greatest Edomite devil who has ever ran a country. You remember that. You remember that. If he pulls this off, and reveals the fraud as far as the wicked levels, I think they're going to turn out to be, and you get checks for like, let's say $5,000, $2,000 per person, per taxpayer, he's going to go down as the greatest president in the history of this country in Satan's world. Guaranteed. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong.
Is this the clip, Rob?
Yes, sir.
Watch this clip here, folks.
Sir, Elon Musk is proposing potentially giving money to Americans based on what Doge is finding. Do you have any thoughts on that?
I love it. A 20% dividend, so to speak, for the money that we're saving by going after the waste and fraud and abuse and all of the other things that are happening. I think it's a great idea.
How much money do you think?
Could be a lot. I mean, if it's 20%, we'd give back a lot of money to the taxpayer. And also it'd give an incentive for the taxpayer to go out and report things to us where we can save money.
Pat, what are we going to do about the deficit? Will you tell me?
If he pulls that off, man, heads are going to spin. Heads are going to spin. Boy, I tell you, Trump is a beast. Trump is a beast, and you can't get around that. You cannot get around that. As mad as you want to be at Trump, you cannot get around the fact that Trump is a beast. Here's another one. Let me see if I get this one. Here's another one. Check it out.
Well, the White House says the cost savings are mounting because of federal cutbacks, but so are the controversies. And the president's chief cost cutter is mulling the possibility of Doge dividend checks.
I think he's going to find $1 trillion.
Yeah, I think so. President Trump and Elon Musk setting their sights high for spending cuts during an interview with Fox's Sean Hannity. And while federal employee layoffs have sparked protests, Musk says the goal is essential.
If the deficit is not brought under control, America will go bankrupt. This is a very important thing for people to understand.
And Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, has a running count of the savings, now pegged at $55 billion. When a user on X suggested cutting checks to taxpayers to refund some of those savings, Musk replied, "We'll check with the president."
This is nothing more than a money grab.
Democratic critics have been unsparing in their criticism of his cuts. But a federal judge told a group of Democratic state attorneys general that she will not cut off Doge's access to federal systems without clear evidence of imminent, irreparable harm.
So they pretty much they moving forward. And they keep digging and they keep finding more dirt. Digging and digging and finding more dirt. I would like them to do an audit on the banks. That's what I would like. I would like to see them do an audit on the banks, the military. I think they're doing the military through the Pentagon. I heard that this they're doing a push. They're giving some pushback as far as New York and the congestion charges or tolls in New York. That's great. But bottom line is it's all corrupt, man. You can't heal Babylon. Babylon, meaning America, is pretty much done. You cannot heal this place. Then there's prophecy within itself. It's ordained to be destroyed. And the powers that be, they know this, but they're gonna do everything possible to try to turn things around. And it's just not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. They're not gonna turn this around. You understand? So that's why you brothers and sisters, you eat up as much as you can and take care of your families. Don't sit on your asses like our weak brothers and sisters. I'm not saying to hate our brothers and sisters. I'm not saying to hate the Northerners, so-called Hispanics, but take care of your families first, man. And then if they're willing to listen, then you show them that they should listen. Show them the scriptures. But don't be a fool, man, because these people, they are in the world and they love this world and they're not going to change unless the Most High wills it. But take care of you and your families and don't let them get in your head and make you believe that this is a great empire and it's going to continue forever and ever. That's just pure foolishness. That's pure foolishness. You understand? Don't let them get in your head and feed you that garbage, because there is going to be a judgment, and it's going to come from the Most High, and it's coming, man. It's coming. Check it out. This is Proverbs 20, verse 24. It says, "There shall be no reward to the evil man." You see that? Make it bigger so you can see it. It says, let me start at the 19th verse. It says, "Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked." See? So what the wicked have, don't envy them. Don't say, "I wish I could have A, B, and C," because wicked A, B, and C has things that they have stolen, things they have ill-gotten, and the Most High sees it in this, and he's mad at them. "Fret not thyself because of evil men, neither be thou envious at the wicked. For there shall be no reward to the evil man." See that? "For there shall be no reward to the evil man. The candle of the wicked shall be put out." And the Most High is going to crush them. He's going to crush them, but before he crushes them, he's going to make it really clear as far as what's happening in this country and the judgment. He says, "I feel that there will be a catch." Oh yeah, I believe that too. Because the other stimulus checks, we paid that crap back in taxes. They got that money back. This is just Rome, and they just giving you a little some bread to chill you out. You know, that's the reality. And you're 100% right. You're a smart dude. You're a smart dude. You ain't stupid. We're gonna take that money anyway, though. We're gonna take that money anyway. But you're not a dumb dude. You're smart. You know. Check out this real quick. Let me see.
Now, how many of y'all have family members, friends, people you know that's been living off Section 8 for 20 years?
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? That's a reality. Why is somebody on Section 8 for 20 years and then their children is on Section 8 for 20 years? Did you hear that?
But Trump is getting rid of that Section 8 and EBT for these people that don't want to get out here and go to work. Your time is up, baby. Y'all, I know most people like us really not feeling Trump, but I'm kind of feeling him on what he's saying about this. Now, how many of y'all have family members, friends, people you know that's been living off Section 8 for 20 years? They rent $3. They don't go to work. Not that they can't go to work. They don't want to go to work.
And that's the bold-faced truth in reality. They don't want to go to work. They're lazy and they don't want to go to work. Meanwhile, you get up early in the morning. It's snowing right now. You scrape that damn snow off the front of your car. So you have to get out in the front. You have to leave the house an hour early or half an hour early. Cold as hell outside. You scrape the snow off the front of the car, the back of the car, side windows. You warming up the car and you're driving off to work. But then you got these ninjas in your same building or on the block or around the corner. They're going to sleep all day. They're going to sleep all damn day because they was up late last night drinking, smoking, watching America's Housewives or Housewives of LA or Housewives of Atlanta. Fighting. Sometimes if you live in certain neighborhoods, they're playing the music late and you got to go to work. They're playing the music late. If you live in a big apartment building, the kids are playing in the hall because the parents are too lazy to tend to their children. Trash in the hall. They destroy the building that they're living in because they don't pay. They don't care how the building is upkept. They don't care about that. And because you can barely make ends meet and you work, you're kind of trapped in that situation. You know how frustrating that is? You come downstairs and your car window is busted open. Frustrating. Pitbull dung or SH is all in the front of the building because you got hood dudes who love these pit bulls. It's like a fad to get these pit bulls. You have homes or apartments with 2 and 3 pit bulls in them sometimes. And they're too lazy. It's too cold to walk the dog all the way around the block or down to the park or whatever. So they let the dog crap right in front of the house and don't clean it up. Because they don't care. This is the mentality that they're in. And you have domestic abuse and fighting, so the cops are constantly coming in and out of the building. But you just have enough money that you can pay rent there, but you can't get out because you're stuck. You're trying to save, but it's one thing after another. You grew up in a decent family, you have decent children, but your children are in this environment. And because you choose to keep your children away from their children, you tend to mind your business. Now they're looking at you like you're bougie or you think you're better than them. No, you read the Bible and you serve in the Most High and you're trying to make better for you and your family. Or you might not even believe in the Bible, or you might be a Christian, but you know right from wrong. You know bad behavior from good behavior. This is very frustrating. You may be in a situation where they're selling drugs in the front of the building. Not only are they collecting money from the government, not only are they paying $3 for rent, they have the nerve to get extra money by selling drugs in front of your building, in the hallways. How frustrating is that? How does that even work?
Now, let me say this on the sidebar. They do have some people that need Section 8. Some people that, medically, they can't go to work.
I agree with that. You do have very nice people in the hood that's really in a bad situation. But the ninjas make it bad for everybody, man. But you do have situations like that. Not everybody in the hood is hood. But the unfortunate thing is that the majority are hood. The majority are bad. That's the reality.
Or, they just can't physically. I get it. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to these ones that your mama been on Section 8 all her life and she ripping and running and doing this and doing that. And then you seen she was on Section 8, paid $3 rent. So now you as a young girl, because you done got pregnant and you got a baby, you go run out there and get on Section 8.
See, didn't I say that earlier? And that's exactly what happens. Why is she going to get a job and her mother didn't get a job and she can live just like her mother? That's exactly what I was talking about. Then she have 2 and 3 kids from different dudes and they're fighting and they're disrespectful and they're beastly. And you got to live among this, or unless you can make a way to get away from this. Then they get mad and you have these sermons and these pro-black leaders saying, support the ghetto, don't move out the ghetto. They get mad when you move out the ghetto and you move to the suburbs. You can't have your children in that environment and have them come up decent. It's bad energy. You ever went in a building and walked through a bunch of thugs sitting on the steps? Excuse me, ma. Excuse me, ma. Excuse me, brother. It's bad energy. Bad energy. You ever see a pack of dudes just sitting down, smoking and drinking? You leave, you come back hours later, they're still there. Now they drunk and they fighting and arguing with each other about money and drugs. It's bad energy. It's a bad spirit, man. Or women wearing slutty attire and their children wearing slutty attire. It's bad energy. It's bad spirit. You don't want to grow up in that environment all your life and subject your children to that. I get it. Some people can't get out of that, man. Some people are stuck. But people shouldn't get mad at you because you don't want to live like that. Especially if you got the knowledge of the Most High. You have the wisdom of the Most High, especially if you have that. People shouldn't want to be forced or ridiculed or shamed to want, to want to move their children out of that type of environment.
And you ain't working, and you having child after child after child, and y'all all on Section 8 getting food stamps, $1,000 a month, and no, that's all about to stop.
$1,000 a month. $1,000 a month. Who pays that $1,000 a month? Where does that money come from? How is the government getting that money to shell out $1,000 a month? It comes from you, the taxpayers. And people are tired of it. Then you got the damn devil stealing money hand over fist. People are tired of that too. Not going to put it just on low-income black people or Hispanics. I'm trying to tell you that they all stealing, man. They stealing that money. Everybody's stealing.
That's who I'm talking to. Okay? Trump said that's enough. So for us people that goes to work, that's working, he said you got to have at least 30 hours. Okay? 30 hours a week to qualify for the program. All right? So most of us that work on a regular basis, 30 hours ain't nothing to us. This is what we do. So guess what? We gonna be the ones walking around in the grocery store with the big baskets, because we deserve it. All these years, they've been letting people with no job. They walking around with 2-3 baskets full of groceries. And
speaking of groceries, how many of you heard RFK wants to limit I guess the food stamps or whatever money they're getting from the government to no junk food. No junk food. You have to buy nutritious foods. Someone says, oh, against our constitutional right, because that's not right. Diabetes and being obese is not right either. But he wants to, I want to see how that's going to play out. But he wants to limit how you spend that money and what you're buying.
us hard-working people, we got a little handheld basket with 2-3 items in there, because that's all we have left out of our check. And they sitting around getting fat food, eating lobsters and shrimp and crabs and all this other good food, and we can't even eat that. And we the ones going to work. So I'm glad Trump didn't flip the switch, baby. So all y'all that's living it up right now, that's able-bodied to go to work, and you're choosing not to go to work, you better get ready. Because, baby, y'all finna get them notices. And them notices gonna come soon. And like he said, real quick.
That's right. A able body should be able to work. And I do see a bunch of women on social media, especially on Facebook. A lot of them are living on Section 8. They have been on it for years, some even decades. And we're talking about adults who can actually work. Like, they have no disability or anything. These are young people that actually can go out there and get a job. But the system is enabling these women to not want to go get a job. Why go get a job when you can just live off the money from the welfare system? And I don't know why everyone is blaming Trump for this, but this is a law that's really been in place this whole time. I just think it was never really enforced.
Y'all know Uncle Trump didn't make that law about the food stamps, right?
Yeah, I heard that too. It's always been the law. They just didn't enforce it. I did hear that.
I know who needed to hear that. Y'all talking about some Trump said, if you don't work, he gonna take the stamps. That's not, baby. Biden been in office for 4 years, and that law has been a law for a little minute now. What is you talking about? I'm gonna speak for the state of Kansas and state of Missouri, because them are the states that I've been around. In the state of Kansas and in the state of Missouri, if you did not work at least 15 hours a week or have dependents, or like to even get child care, you had to work at least 15 hours. I'm confused, or you had to be going to school. I'm confused on why y'all said Trump just made that a law. That has not just.
The thing is, the media on the left can create so much rah-rah that you start to believe the lies. That's what it is. I'm not a Trump supporter. I use Trump to get under people's skin, but I also speak the truth in regards to Trump too. And people don't like the truth. But she's right. He didn't make that up. It's been a law always in effect. Just like the situation with the migrants. It was laws that they were supposed. You had migrants that were being snatched up who are in this country for 15, 20 years. They should have been caught or took care of their business, handled their business. But again, Americans and especially Black Americans, and Black people in general, they're very spoiled. And when they get comfortable in something and when it's taken away from them, they flip the hell out. But she's 100% right. You understand? And they're going to do whatever they can to get in the way of Trump and the right, because they're at war with each other. The same way when we beef with each other, we lie and slander and cheat and sometimes even kill. We do that to knock the other brother or sister down or get them out the way. They're doing the same thing with each other. It's just that Black people and Hispanic people have become pawns. They have become pawns in a deadly game of wickedness. That's what it is, bottom line.
Mysteriously just came up as a law. That's been one. Y'all have to stop believing stuff that y'all see on the internet and actually know what you're talking about, because one person can make a video and everybody's going to go wild in it. Just like that video that boy made about the baby daddies being able to carry the child on his taxes. That boy said he made that up and everybody went wild on it. Quit believing that everything you hear on the internet is not true.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to what a lot of brothers say now, especially old school brothers. I don't mess with them, but so much. I do my own research and I do my own reading, and like intricate things or life altering things. I don't really mess with a lot of brothers like I used to, as far as what they say. I mean, I'm cool with brothers, but as far as what they believe and how they walk, I don't do that anymore, because you're an idiot if you do that today. So many things happening, man. So many things happening. And I advise you, brothers and sisters, research before you believe anything. Look things up before you believe anything. You understand? Because, there's certain motives in brothers and sisters that don't pertain to the truth or righteousness. It's just a lot of emotional rah-rah. And you have to be very careful with that, because you'll get burnt in the end. You'll get burnt in the end.
Trump did not do that. I am not sticking up for Trump. I'm just saying that you have to stop believing everything. And even if he did...
Even she's saying I'm not sticking up for Trump. How many times I said that already? About 5 times already. But an ignorant, weak Negro would think, this guy loves Trump. This sister just loves Trump. It's not about that. It's about what is true and what is false. That's what it's about.
Where is your faith? You think God ain't going to have your back? God feed the birds.
To everybody out there who's talking about this is what you voted for when you voted for a Republican because you're mad because they're cutting food stamps, I want to let you all know that I am glad that they are cutting food stamps for people who are able-bodied adults without a dependent. If you are an able-bodied adult without any dependents, why is it that you are receiving food stamps in the first place? Why is it that you cannot get up and go to work like everybody else, since you are an able-bodied adult without dependents? I'm glad that they're cutting food stamps. Now, I am not someone who thinks that nobody should ever get government assistance. You have fallen on hard times. I think it's fine if you need to get government assistance for a time. But I think there should be a limit to how much government assistance a person receives, especially if that person is an able-bodied adult.
I agree. If you could work, you should be working. You should be working.
I've seen so many people abuse this system. If you are an able-bodied adult, the government is not the one who is responsible for you. You are the one who is responsible for yourself. It is up to you to take care of yourself. Now, if you need food stamps or you need government assistance for a time, maybe you fell on hard times, maybe you got laid off through no fault of your own, and you need government assistance for a time, that's fine. But it's a problem when you try to live on government assistance and make it a lifestyle.
Listen up, y'all. This food stamp,
situation where food stamps being taken away, when you gave the government permission to feed you, you gave the government permission to starve you. When you start getting those food stamps, it was an opportunity for you to get off your back and go make something of your life so you didn't have to continue to depend on the government and these food stamps. It was not meant for you to stay on your back, making babies, being comfortable and complacent.
So they're cutting off food stamps in certain counties in Georgia. I'm happy. They should have been did that, people. I don't understand people's fascination with remaining on welfare and receiving some type of benefits for the rest of their lives. I do not understand that. And people, before y'all jump talking about something, who chooses welfare, who wants to be on welfare. No, a lot of y'all MFers choose welfare. And how do y'all choose it? Y'all choose these Section 8 living situations where you're going to remain in Section 8 and just pay that minimum amount of rent.
All right, there it is. This is 2 Thessalonians 3 and 10. Let me make sure that's the right thing. 3 and 10. It says, for even when we were with you, this we commanded you, that if any would not work, neither should he eat. So bottom line is you have to grind, man. And in certain cases, you're going to work hard, man. You know, I agree. No junk food, no junk food. It's destroying us, man. We getting destroyed 6 ways from Saturday, man. And then the food, drugs, water, bad water, everything, man. We just getting hit. But the bottom line is, man, you have to work. And in certain cases, you're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to work hard. I remember I was watching a Kevin Samuels video, and he said something that was heavy. He said how, what he said? He said, to make it or get yourself together or get yourselves together, you're going to have to work like damn 60 hours a week and just go home, eat, sleep, defecate, go back to work for a certain amount of time. In other words, you can to stack your dough and to get yourselves together. And sometimes that's what it requires, man. You're not going to make it if you don't work hard. You got to work hard. All the greats, well, not all the greats. Some of them are thieves, but I'm saying the legit greats. The majority of them worked hard. And unfortunately, in this captivity, we got to work hard, man. We got to grind and we got to work hard. That's it, bottom line. So stop fooling yourselves if you think that this is going to just be a cakewalk and you're going to live off the government forever. Everybody, brothers and sisters who are dependent on the government, you're in for a rude awakening because we've been saying for a minute that this thing is going to crash. It's going to crash and it's going to crash. Donald Trump is not going to save America. America will be judged. But I understand what he's doing. Unfortunately, our people are going to suffer through it. And I pray that they get their heads together and come back to the Most High. But don't be fooled. This is this is no joke. This is really going down in America. That is, it's going down in a damn like a plane on fire, and it's going to crash and burn. But you brothers and sisters, you stay tight. I'll see you tomorrow, man. I'm getting ready to go. I'm going to eat something and go to bed. I'm going to watch the news and find out some more information as far as what's happening in this country as well as abroad. I heard that the Ukraine is pushing back. They don't want to settle. That's what I'm hearing, and that's going to be damaging too. See that alone, like I said, how Donald Trump can't save America. If he can't bring them to peace, that alone can jump off World War III. That situation alone can spark some damn fire right there. Then I heard with Hamas, they're not letting go of the prisoners fast enough. They give them 2 here, 1 here, another here. They're not doing that fast enough. So it just shows how fast things can just really spiral out of control, and there's nothing anyone can do about it. You know. But anyway, I'm out. Do me a favor, you brothers and sisters still watching, hit that like button. Show some love, show some support. I'll see you brothers tomorrow night, and we'll take it from there. Shalom. I'm out.